When I started high school, I transferred from one private school to another across town. I didn't know a soul. Just this painfully shy queer kid, trying to keep her head down and her heart quiet. I hadn't come out, not really. But I knew, and I was already carrying that secret like a second backpack. Then I walked into homeroom and saw her. She was sitting across the room, and I swear I forgot how to breathe. Auburn hair, soft eyes, this magnetic presence I couldn't explain. She was beautiful in the kind of way that made you ache a little. I told myself, don't be obvious, don't stare. But she was impossible not to look at. The teacher started assigning seats, and fate or chaos, he put her right next to me. I was so awkward back then, painfully aware of myself, certain she was straight, certain I had no shot, and yet, she turned to me and introduced herself like it was the most natural thing in the world. Her voice was kind, her smile easy. It was the first time in that new school that I felt even remotely safe. Homeroom was just 15 minutes of announcements and socializing, but it became the highlight of my day. Every morning, I slid into my seat and we'd talk about nothing, about everything. She was curious and open in a way that made me want to share. It felt like sunlight when she laughed. I had a crush on her so hard it hurt. And as the days passed, I started to think, maybe it wasn't just me. Some mornings, she'd grab my hand and write little notes on it with a pen. Stuff like, you look too serious today, or stop being so cute. I'm trying to focus. Once, she even drew a tiny rainbow flag next to a heart and just winked. I spent the rest of the day staring at my palm like it was a sacred text. She made me feel brave or close to it. Then homecoming started creeping up. I'd never asked anyone to a dance before, let alone a girl. But I knew I wanted to go. With her every morning I walked into homeroom thinking, this is the day. Every morning I chickened out. Then, one day, she asked me if I had a date. I froze, said I didn't know yet. Then I asked her. She said some guy from her math class had asked her earlier that day. She'd said yes. I smiled like it didn't matter, but it did. It absolutely shattered me. Still, I learned something, that hesitation can cost you everything. She dated him for the rest of the year. Then, life shifted. My dad got laid off, and I had to transfer to public school. I expected to hate it, but surprisingly I bloomed. I found friends. I came out, slowly but surely. I even dated girls this time, out loud. But I never forgot her. The following year I went back to the private school's homecoming with some old friends, and she was there. My heart practically stopped when I saw her. She ran up, hugged me like she'd been waiting, and we danced most of the night. She was single. Again, it felt like we picked up right where we'd left off. Like the universe was giving me another chance. I swore I wouldn't let her slip away this time. But toward the end of the night, she drifted off to talk to some friends. I turned around for 1 second and she was gone. A week later, I heard from a mutual friend that she'd asked about me, but by then I'd already fallen into a relationship with someone else. Another girl, this time, and she made me feel safe in ways I hadn't known I needed. That relationship lasted 2 years. 3 more years passed. I was single again, now in college, driving on a snowy freeway with a friend. A car spun out right in front of us, flipping into a ditch. I pulled over, heart racing, and ran to help. And there it was, that same auburn hair, barely visible under the wrecked windshield. It was her. I know this sounds like the part where she dies, but not this time. She came to just as I reached, her concussed, shaken, but alive. I helped her out of the car and sat with her in mine. The heater blasting, she was dazed and quiet. But her hand found mine, like it was instinct. The ambulance came. They took her. I was left in the snow, trying to remember how to breathe again. Years passed. I saw her again once, in a grocery store, and noticed the enormous diamond on her finger. She didn't see me that time. I didn't say anything the last time. I saw her. We were both holding babies. Nothing ever happened between us. We were never girlfriends, never kissed, never said what we meant. But she was my first real crush. The first girl who made me feel like maybe I could be loved, out loud, just as I am. And even though I don't regret the path my life took, some nights, I still think about that dance. About the ink on my hand. about the girl with the auburn hair who made me believe for the first time that my heart wasn't something I had to hide.